Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. I'm Chucks,
And I'm Hannah.
and we are
Chaos!
Woo! Welcome back and Happy New Year again.
Happy Shmoo Year.
Yeah, we're a little late to the game.
We're a little late to the game, but also I was sick from Christmas to basically the end of January.
Aren't you still sick now?
I'm still a little, I'm having some issues.
Yeah, I think you gotta get checked out. I think that should be your New Year's resolution.
Is to get well, get healthy. Yeah.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah. Speaking of
Yeah.
which, did you do any New Year's resolutions this year, or what is your plan?
I don't really do resolutions anymore. I feel like I am just really adding upon working on like my health, my sleeping habits, just like better habits in general. And I think I've been doing it slowly but surely. So it's really just a continuance of that. But yeah, I think really this year though, I really want to still focus on my like better habits, but also like putting myself out there, being not like being more gay, but like doing
Finding
gay
yourself?
things. No, that I know I found myself, okay?
Okay.
I'm gay.
Okay, but I mean, like, when you
Maybe
say
a
that,
little
what do you
dating,
mean? Like,
like
what do
maybe a little
you?
date, like putting myself out there more, like not staying
Okay,
home as much. But also it's expensive like to go out. So, maybe like a couple events this year I might go to in my area,
I
which
have a challenge for you.
what?
Stop saying like every
It
sentence.
ain't no, it's not gonna happen, bro.
That should
You
be your
say
New
it
Year's
too.
challenge because you say it, so then it
Well,
affects me. Okay, go ahead.
I say
So
bruh more than I say
events.
like. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go to some events. When I say some, like a couple. I'm not trying to like be at the bar all the time or like any of that shit.
Have you
Maybe get
considered a
on a
book club?
dating app, which I have kind of got on a dating app. Like here and there, I pay for like a week or a couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to like I'm just gonna try to yeah, just get out there a little more.
Okay.
Stop being such a homebody, but I do like being a homebody.
I mean, in this economy, I would rather be a homebody because
Exactly.
life is expensive. Oxygen is expensive at this point.
Tis. Tis. Water's expensive.
Yeah, but this is because you buy water.
I do buy water, but I only buy water because my house water is very hard, and that is something I'm doing this year is seeing if I can get a water softener and like doing filtered water in my house. So that is something I am going to try to invest in this year as well.
Okay, okay. So
What about
I,
you?
for me, I've heard of this concept. I saw this Instagram video by this guy named Jess Setzler. Seitzler. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. The link will be in the description. And basically, he talks about three things. And I was like, oh, I could try this out. So the first thing is the Misogi concept, which is like you spend your year building towards one thing, or you do one big thing every year that kind of sets you up. It doesn't have to set you up for success. It could be like the last thing you do. Like people who go do triathlons, marathons. I'm not doing a quarter life crisis marathon, so don't worry about that. But just certain things that you do that you can be like, hey, I did the thing. Like, hey, I started the podcast. Hey, I quit this job that I hated. You know, certain things that that set your year for you, or that you can say at the end of the year is something that you made your year memorable. So I want to do something memorable with my year. So that was going to be the first thing. Then he talks about this thing called Kevin's rule, which he says his friend Kevin sets up where you do 6 mini adventures throughout your year. It doesn't have to be anything grand or expensive. It doesn't have to be travel. It could just be like hiking a couple of trails in your neighborhood or well, not in, well in the area that you live. It just something that gets you outside of your house and gets you off your phone, gets you away from technology that you can just kind of shut down, experience life, and then just kind of flow with it. And you have at least 6 adventures so you can kind of reset during that time. And then the last thing is add a winning habit every quarter. So just like you said, like you're trying to get your Brita filter, trying to go outside. If you add a winning habit every quarter, that's 4 habits. So I would be like
Mhm.
drinking more water. That seems to be my challenge this year. And drinking more water outside of work. Because when I'm at work, I'm great. Like I've been home today. I think I had like 24 ounces of water. That's it for the day.
That's probably more than I had today. She all day.
You might need
But
to get on
so
that
what's
water
your
trip.
first adventure?
I don't kn oh, well, technically my first adventure is that I'm going to be going to Panama in a couple months and just
A
exploring that.
couple?
Yeah, a couple
You need
months.
6 adventures, bruh. You're
Yeah,
a little behind.
this is as 6 adventures. Like, this is something that hadn't have planned. I've never been to this place. I'm like, "Hey, let me check it out." And if I like it, then I might take a solo trip there because the first trip I'm going on is not gonna be solo. So, if I like it, then the second trip's gonna be solo, and it's gonna be outside of the tourist shopping area. It's gonna be more adventure style. So, we'll see. And I hopefully I don't need to get a yellow fever shot every time I go there
The fuck?
'cause
What is yellow fever?
it's some kind of fever that it's you can get in a lot of Latin American countries. It's some kind of
Mm,
mosquito-borne thing. I
yeah.
mean, they don't technically require it for you to go there anymore, but coming back here, I will need to have it in my documentation, so to get into my own country, so
Yeah.
might as
Well, that
well.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I also have one more thing that I'm doing that I saw, like,
Oh,
just towards
yeah?
the end of the year, which is this Anti-Brainrot challenge, and this was
Oh.
presented by I'm gonna say it's Janani, that might be wrong. Anyways, but she goes by This Story Ain't Over on YouTube and on Instagram, and she's doing an anti-brain rot challenge, which is basically how people consume media. Like, because I want to read more books. I realized like last year I probably read like half of a book. And I'm just like, I want to read more books and I want to, but it's not only about reading the books, but it's critically engaging with the things that you're reading, watching, writing, you know? And she has it broken down. So, like, you have a beginner mode, you have intermediate and a advanced mode. So, also link her information in the uh,
What is the beginner mode?
the beginner so the essential challenge is you read 2 pieces of media, you can be like 2 books or whatever, and at least one of them you have to spend 45 minutes critically engaging with it. So that means reading, taking notes on your thoughts, just writing out about it, but
Mhm.
just to kind of get you to not just speed read the book, but actually sit down and think about what you've read.
So more
And
that would be more of like a self-help book
no,
or
not even.
something.
Not any book. Not
I
even a
am not
self-help.
gonna write about a sapphic book.
But it's not about that. It's about you can choose any book in any genre. The goal is basically you have to pick books outside of your niche. So it doesn't have to be self-help books. It doesn't have to be like I like sci-fi. I love sci-fi, but I hate like Shakespeare because I don't like that his language and his prose. But that is something she encourages you to do is dabble outside of your genre, but also read and critically engage
Hmm.
with what you're reading. Like
I
one of
feel
the
like
books that I did read for this month was called The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect. It's a quick book. It's like 80 pages, but it's so deep and detailed, and it's made me think about other pieces of sci-fi media that I've watched or read that I'm like, "Oh, I have to go back now because now I want to, like, make links to this." Specifically The Matrix. Like, I don't know if you've seen The Matrix.
Yeah, I have.
Did you see in the one movie, they had the architect and he was talking like, I needed to go back and rewatch this speech, but essentially the AI or whatever it was known as the architect said that Neo is like the whatever like the 6th or 7th version of himself in this world, and one of the worlds that he created was literally a utopia. Like, everything was good. Like, people didn't have problems. And that turned out to be the worst world out of all of the simulations that he made because people were bored. And then the metamorphosis of prime intellect literally asked the question, what do people who have all of their needs met do when they're bored, when their life has no meaning because they can't die, they don't get sick, so nothing, their life is, they live forever with nothing to do. So what happens
I feel
then?
like that's a question that's always been a general question of mine, like life's meaning, but like we don't have to get into that. That could be a whole nother episode.
Yeah. But
But like,
like, that book made me think so much, and like, so I have to go back to like other pieces of media that are in that kind of genre. And I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have even found this book had I not learned about the Anti-Brainrot challenge. The beginner
yeah,
version is literally just pick a piece of media and do 15 minutes of it. But literally, we'll link in the description below so that you can go in and you can see. She has shorts that detail all of it better than I'm giving the information. But it's a good challenge. And I mean, you don't even need to follow along with her. You can just start reading on your own, or you can start your own book club. And hey, maybe that'll get you out of your house if you go to a book club.
I'm not interested in book clubs.
Are you not interested in books?
No, I like books. I just don't like. I don't want to go and then talk about it. Like, I just want to read the book.
No, but that's the
I don't need to
point
talk about it.
for that's the point of the challenge is to, I mean, you don't have to talk about it with other people, but obviously it's
Yeah,
good to critically engage with what you're reading beyond
I
just
don't think
reading it.
like the type of. I don't know. I feel like if it was a book, so what I thought about when you were talking was like, and I forgot to mention this, but I've been well, some days I've been missing because I've been sick, but like one of the things I'm doing differently is trying to wake up earlier before I
Mhm.
have to start working and just having like an hour and a half to myself, and I'll listen to a podcast or watch a podcast, usually like Mel Robbins, and like I do take notes in that, but like just reading, like, I don't know, like a thriller book, like I'm not gonna like stop after and take notes of what I've just read. Like, it's a story, so it's a little bit different, but like the podcast that I watch, like it's informational and kind of advice to me, so I write it down, not so that I have to read it later. Like usually when you write things down, they kind of stick with you. Um but yeah, like I I could see how that like gets you thinking more. But yeah, yeah.
I know. I mean, I feel like we're in an era where people don't critically engage with media, and there's like an epidemic on critical thinking at some stage. Because
I mean, you don't need to critical
I
think about everything.
you don't need to critical think about everything, but in my job at least, there are some times where I'm like, is common sense out the window? Like, is has
It just
common sense
depends on the
gone the
person.
way?
Because for me, like when I'm working, I have a work mode and I
Mhm.
have an outside of work mode.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I could separate the two. Everybody's not like that though. Like, yeah, there are sometimes no people that have no common sense.
Oh, 100%.
And that,
100%.
that's probably the personality. And yeah.
No, but I'm saying that for me, personally, for me, my challenge to myself is not only to read books within this genre, but just to read other books that expand out from there too. Like other authors. Like I'm reading Isaac Asimov, which again is sci-fi, but I can move into other things. Like maybe I'll try a poem book, but I'll try and read that Spanish author. I can't even remember his name right now. It'll be up here. But he basically writes like Spanish romance novels, and I'm trying to, reconnect with the languages that I know. So I mean, like maybe I'll read something in a language that I speak, but sometimes maybe I might need to read in English because the other day, I swear to you, me and one of my friends were having a conversation and none of us could figure out the English word that we were trying to say. We were having this conversation in English, but both of us could only remember the Dutch name of the thing that we were talking about. And then, like, you turn to whoever else is in the room and we're like, hey, what is this? And they're like, everybody glitched. Everybody glitched. So maybe I need to focus on English. So I
Yeah.
think my general goal for this year for myself is to just get off my phone as much, to like slow down. And I really want to read more. Like, my goal is 12 books for the year. So that's a book a month. So I really
Yeah.
should probably start reading a book this month because this is a short month. And I've only read one book so far.
Yeah.
I was gonna do 24, but I'm like, let's start with one book a month and see where we are at. So I think that is my goal, and it can be anything. So I'm like, there's Mel Robbins on her podcast, and we've talked about this. Like the guy that she had on one of her podcasts, Dr. Ted Rose, he wrote a book that I want to read as well. And while he
Is it
was
the
on the
same one we watched?
yeah, we all watched it, I
Yeah.
think. And then
Yeah.
he also recommended this other author who wrote a paper that you can find online,
Yeah.
The Principles of Power or something. And I actually downloaded that, so I actually have that in my TBR as well because I think
Yeah.
it's interesting. So I'm like, yeah. So any recommendations that people have does not need to be in the sci-fi genre. I would appreciate, but one of the things that is going to be my main goal when reading is going to be to find POC and Black authors to read. Like that is my goal. So we'll see how that goes. So if you have any recommendations, you can leave them down in the comments. Tell us what you're doing for your New Year's and what you think we should add to our list.
Yeah. My list is thrillers and sapphic novels. But also I want to read because I have them in my house, Power of Habit and possibly Atomic Habits. First like 2 pages I read of that book were pretty boring though. I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
try to get through it. I'm gonna try to get through it.
I kind
But
of enjoyed
I
Atomic
wanted
Habits.
to. You read it all?
I haven't finished it, but I'm like
Oh.
probably halfway. I don't want to do the Hunger Games series again, but with the additional books.
No, yeah, I want to as well. I have the additional books, but I think one more is coming out.
Yeah, I
Um,
want to do the additional books and then watch the movies to those additional books.
are you gonna read the first 3 again?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I wanna watch. I wanna do the same. Maybe we should do it together.
Is it 3 or is it 4?
It's 3,
3.
and then 2 more came out, and I think another one's coming out.
Okay, yeah. Because I want to read the first
And
3,
then watch
watch
the
the
movie.
movies, and then read the other 2, watch those movies.
Those were well, I always say this, but I feel like, well, first series get me excited. Like, I love book series. I've read like so many book series, it's not even funny. But one I also like that you might, well, you're not really into like murder stuff. But
No.
it's the Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I think it's called. But there's a Netflix show on it now, the first book anyway. But
I
that
mean,
was good.
I'm not saying no to any books this year, so I will look it up and put it on my list. But I need to find a way to get the books to me because
You could just
apparently
have my books.
yes, but then I'd have to wait to see you to get the books.
Sure. We
Because
probably
the
won't see each other.
distributor, yeah,
Just kidding.
meet me in Panama.
Hmm.
It's
Maybe.
beautiful.
Maybe. Anyways, yeah, I want to read Hunger Games again as well. But I did want to bring up
Hmm.
Mel Robbins again because it kind of goes with our episode today. Is on an episode, I forget what her episode was called, but it was kind of a New Year's episode.
Okay.
And it was basically just saying, you know, even if you don't do New Year's resolutions, like things like New Year's and your birthday, allow those things to be like fresh start days. Like, and I think a lot of people already do that because it's kind of a milestone in the year that you can be like, okay, this is the point where I'm going to start doing this. Well, like I and what I got out of her episode is actually, make a point to do those things that you call out on those fresh start days, whether they're resolutions or they're reading more books or, um, whatever, better habits,
I
anything.
think the general idea is try to get better tomorrow than the version of you today. That
Yeah.
is my general like goal and take
Yeah.
because we talk a lot about going out, finding wives, this, that, and the other
Do we
thing.
do anything about it? No.
No, we
And
don't.
that's why I'm saying like I
Yeah.
want to put myself out there a little more.
But
But
we also need to do the work on ourselves to be the
yeah,
people that our wives want to be with. So
would want to be with. Yeah.
that is my goal
I
is
don't
to
want to be
be the
sick half the
person.
year.
Yeah, exactly. Is to be the person
But
my wife
also
wants
like not just saying that you want to do these things, like,
for your wife.
you know, create something or think of something in your mind that you want to something that you want to look forward to. For example, like I want to do better for myself so that later this year when I have like things planned, I, can feel like comfortable with myself more and comfortable with myself when I go out and do these new things that I want to do, like events or like LGBTQ queer events that I want to go to. Like, though, that's something in the future that I look forward to. And also, I did something kind of cliche,
Mhm.
but I'm trying it. Is I recorded a voice note to myself
Okay.
of how, I foresee my future self later this year.
Okay.
Like, even if it's small changes, like I recorded a message to myself saying, good job. I'm proud of you. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say everything because
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it's personal,
Personal.
private. I did it. I've never done that before, but we'll see.
All right. So then what steps have you started taking since the year began, I assume, to work towards that?
Well, since I've been sick, not a whole lot. However, and I should say not a whole lot because I am watching podcasts in the morning. I am making an effort to get better sleep. and to wake up earlier so I can have time to myself before I work. Um, I am reading a lot more, and that's helping me sleep. So a lot of these things are helping other things that I'm trying to do,
Okay.
which is great. I feel like I am creating better habits, especially at night. Like is small things like making sure you brush your teeth, like brushing your teeth at night sets a trigger to my brain like, okay, it's time for bed. And it
Okay.
probably does for a lot of people because
Okay.
that's when you brush your teeth before bed.
Then when
Like
you wake up.
so now it's just like it's just a habit. I don't even think about it. Like I'm brushing my teeth. Okay, now I'm walking to my bed. Like that's that's how you create habits, right? Like you just start doing these little things and they just start you just start doing them without thinking. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of I feel like I'm doing a lot of little things here and there that like help each other and help me
Yeah, so you're
eventually.
habit stacking, which is something that
Yes.
they talk about in Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a book before Atomic Habits. I think it's called Tiny Habits. That
Hmm.
was like the blueprint for Atomic Habits. I don't know. I have to do some research. But I mean, the habit stacking principle does work
Yeah.
because then you kind of just like, okay, I'm gonna do this, da, 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 da. Like for
I am a
me,
firm
I'll
believer in sorry. I am a firm believer like and before let's go back to 2020, 2021 and even before that. Um like when people would just tell me like, "Oh, you need to create habits." Probably when I was in therapy or something or whatever. When people would tell me that, I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I have habits. They're bad."
yeah, I know. You
But
told
like
me that. Yeah, yeah,
now
yeah. You've said that
but
to me.
now when I how I've seen like different habits that I've done in the last maybe just year have helped me, it's like I'm a like now I'm like a firm believer like start doing these little habits to help yourself. Like you're not going to change overnight and you might need to create 100 new habits, but like just do one and then you'll start adding like habit stacking like you said. But yeah, I feel like it's helping me and I mean, I'm not going to change overnight, but if I feel better about myself, that's all that matters.
I mean, yeah, that's true. One of my unconscious habits is when I go to work, I go up 3 flights of stairs to get to my work area. There
That's a
is an
great
elevator.
unconscious
There
habit to
is
have.
an elevator.
I would fucking take that elevator, man.
But the problem with this elevator is because it's one of
Is
like
this
the
sketchy?
2 it's one nah, it's not sketchy, but
Oh,
it's one
okay.
of 2 service elevators,
Mm.
and because this building is 7 floors, it just takes so long. It takes me maybe a minute and a half to go up the stairs instead of because I remember the other like I went somewhere in the building to pick something up. I picked it up. One of my colleagues had just come in. She was waiting for the elevator. I went, got what I had to get, sat down for a little chat, and then I left. She was still waiting for this elevator, and it had been a good like 5 minutes. I'm like, bro, we're going to take the stairs. She's like, no, 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 but I have like she had like some kind of thing, some kind of
Yeah.
respiratory thing a couple days ago. I'm like, bro, you have your inhaler? We're going up the stairs. Let's go.
Listen, I understand. Sometimes people can't even make it one flight of stairs, okay?
Yeah.
Like, especially when you're sick. Holy fuck.
Yeah, but she's 20 years old.
Oh,
She's fine.
oh, she's only 20 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's fine.
exactly. She's 20 years I mean, she has asthma. She has some like respiratory thing. She had like a respiratory infection like a week or so before that. But she said she was feeling better. And I was like, okay, we're going to take it slow. We took it slow. But I'm like, by the time you wait for this elevator any longer, you're just going to be late. So might as well just come up the stairs. I mean, take the elevator if you can. But for me, the stairs are just convenient. But it's also the only way I mean, it's not the only way to get to the bathroom, but it's, like, the closest point to, like, the employee bathroom. That take those 3
Yeah.
flights of stairs to go to the bathroom, take those 3 flights of stairs, go up, which is great because I'm drinking so much water. So I'm getting a little bit of exercise during my day instead of just sitting on my ass all day.
Yep.
And it helps me disengage from work for a minute and just kind of like reset for the next half of the day.
Yeah. I used to do that when I worked at a stadium. Not even like not stairs, but like they have those ramps that go
Mhm.
up.
Yeah.
We would do that. But
I mean, the other day I
yeah.
was pissed at myself because I'd like, it was the holidays. I'm chilling. I'm not really doing too much. And going up those stairs, I was huffing and puffing. I was like, nah, nah. Okay, no, we gotta get back on track.
Yeah.
Cannot be huffing and puffing going upstairs. But I huff and puff every time I go up those fucking stairs at my gym. And I don't know why.
Oh my
I'm pretty
god.
sure the spacing is terrible at that gym.
The
My
last
legs
gym I
hurt.
had, I was so annoyed that they had stairs. It was like 2 flights of stairs.
Mhm,
And then that was just to get to the main level of the
mhm.
gym. And then if you wanted to go up to do like free weights and stuff, another fucking flight of stairs. And it wasn't so much going up them, which was annoying, but yeah, it was when I was done with my workout, and this was when I had a trainer, so I was really like I worked out and my legs were jelly. And
Mhm,
I'm like, I'm gonna fall down these stairs,
mhm.
bro. I'm like, I don't think I can do this. I had to hold on to the railing.
Yeah. Like, when
This
it
is
it's
dangerous.
that's how my gym is. It's 2 flights of stairs to get to the main level, and then
Uh-huh.
to do the cardio section, you have to go up another flight of stairs, and these stairs are they're steep for no reason. They're steep.
I know.
And then, like you said, you do a heavy leg day, and then you gotta get down the 2 flights of stairs. You're gripping on for dear life.
Yep.
And these people, they know what they're doing, right? They know what they did because they constructed like an octagon shape. They have like 2 octagon shaped cutouts in the walls with padding so you can literally sit there. So I'm like, okay, so this is like, okay, post leg day, I can walk down like half the flight of stairs, sit down, catch myself, and then go back down and then catch myself again and then leave. Okay, I'll see what you did there.
Yeah.
And all the stools are fucking high. Like, I'm not 6 foot. Give me a regular person's chair.
Right.
I shouldn't have to climb into a chair to sit down. Also, some of those machines are made for people that are definitely above 5'7". Because why am I having to like
Yeah,
climb a
you have to like
machine
stand
just to
up
use
and
it? Yeah, sometimes I'm just on there
jeez.
climbing certain ones of the machines. But
What do you think? So this is kind of going a different, less serious route, but what do you think are some things, I guess, trends in 2025 that we should definitely fucking leave in 2025?
I hadn't actually thought about that.
I know that was
Do
kind
you
of out
have?
of left field. No.
Do, what do you mean? I thought you had
Well,
some.
I do, but I was asking you.
Okay, well, you say yours and gives me time to marinate on mine.
I gotta think of it because I thought of this earlier. I
Minding
didn't
other
write it
people's
down.
business. Left in
What
2025.
the-
Let's rephrase the question. What are you leaving behind in 2025?
What am I specifically leaving behind? Mm, that's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of shit people should leave behind. There was another quote that I wrote down from the Mel Robbins podcast.
Mhm.
And I don't know if there was a quote that they just said on the podcast or if it's a quote from someone. So don't come at me. It's if you want to fly, you've got to give up the shit that weighs you down. So this kind of goes with the question you're asking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, hmm. I really want to give up social media, but it's so hard. It's so hard to do that, especially because we're doing a podcast.
Exactly. I was
Like,
about to say that.
it's so hard to do that. Huh. That's a good question.
I mean, I just keep all of my social media in a folder, and I find like if it's in a folder, good luck getting me to notice it.
I do the same, and it's like on the last page of my phone or whatever.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I maybe just like less social media, which I do think I've done less social media, and I've started reading instead of doom scrolling at night
Mhm.
because that's what makes me go to bed late.
So basically, doom scrolling, you're leaving behind in
Doom
2025.
scrolling, I'm leaving in the past.
Okay. 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 Let me see. What am I leaving behind in the past? 25. I don't know. I've done a lot of things. I think s- instantly saying no to things is what I'm trying to leave behind. But I mean this
Meaning,
in like social events.
like not automatically saying no, giving it some thought. Is that what you
Like
mean?
if my friends are like, "Hey, you want to hang out tomorrow night?" Instead of just instantly being like, "I'll actually go," because I might have fun. Instead of just
Yeah,
being like, "No, I'd rather be at home," because I would
yeah,
rather be at home.
it's a good one.
But like actually going out, having a good time, I'm going to more dinners. Like the end of my 2025 was booked because it was
Mine
just
too, but that's usually how it
weekend
always is.
dinners, da 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 da. Da. Like from like November through, I was just like busy, busy, busy. I
Yeah.
also want to try out a lot of new restaurants and things that have happened. And I want to do a solo trip. Like that is my big thing. Is like start doing solo trips again because I miss doing like a good
Wow.
solo trip. What?
Huh.
Also going to learn how to ski apparently.
You want to do solo trips? That doesn't leave time for a trip with me.
You can come on another trip that is not a solo trip. I'll just be like, this is a solo trip.
Okay,
And then
but
you
what
can
you're
come on this trip. You
saying
can come to
is
Panama.
what you're saying is I'm doing solo trips, and if there are other trips that I'm going on, you can come. So it's only me coming on your trips.
I mean, you can plan a trip and we'll go. You just know my
Yeah, I know
non-negotiable at the
your
moment.
whatever shit. Yes.
So, yeah.
Pause for the eye roll. Okay.
Okay, wait. So, just circling back to
Yeah.
what we were talking about in the beginning. Do you have something like a year defining thing that you want to do?
A year defining thing?
Like something do you have a bucket list?
No, I don't have a bucket list. I I feel like I'm not at the point in my life where I can have a bucket list
Why not?
because I'm working. I don't have I mean, no, a bucket list doesn't have to be trips everywhere, but I feel like I'm at the point where I'm working on myself, and there are other things like personally that I want to figure out before I start just creating a bucket list and doing all these things. However, like at the same time, it is like good for you to do fun things in life, which I feel like I've been doing. But I don't know. I think for this year, I feel like my main goal is to do things for myself and to put myself out there more. And as far as going out, not
Mhm.
out on the town, but going out with other people, meeting new people, even if it's just friendly.
Okay.
Like, those are things I kind of want to do more
Okay. Okay.
this year.
Do you have any adventures planned for this year?
Maybe one or two. We'll see. But Nothing extravagant, I don't think.
Okay.
Do you?
I mean, just the Panama trip right now because I have
Yeah.
certain other goals. Like I have a personal financial goal I want to hit this year. So that requires me to kind of like hard mode on the savings. Like I've worked it out, I've calculated it, I've got that like on lock. And that definitely that goal keeps me in check. But one of the things I'm going to be doing more is kind of trying to really be intentional with my downtime. So if I'm off or if I take a couple of days off for vacation or whatever, to like not just be in my house, go outside, do something, go to another country, take a weekend trip to somewhere else. And
But
when I
it
do
is
those
important to
things,
also have downtime.
yeah, yeah. And I also want to be able to just have that quiet time, like just be turned like I put my stuff on do not disturb when I'm off. So like good luck reaching me if I don't want to communicate with you. Like good luck. But I feel like I want to be more intentional with it. Like, maybe go to the beach a little bit. Not too much because I don't want to burn, but also, just have a good time. Or, like go on a weekend trip somewhere and just treat myself to a 5-star experience. Get a
Yeah.
massage. Although I never get a relaxing massage because I feel like those don't work. I like to be beat up in my massages, okay?
Nah. Never.
Yeah, yeah.
I need a relaxing.
What are 4 habits that what are you gonna be like your 4 winning habits for the year?
Um well, better sleep, but I feel like there has to be a habit leading up to that, which is not using my phone, reading more. So, probably reading more at night before bed. Um I I have been doing it, but I want to make it more of a habit where I get in my bed, I grab the book, instead of my phone. Um or even just meditation. Like I am getting more into meditation and kind of just like centering myself, I guess, and like calming myself, becoming less stressed and anxious. Not that I'm like really anxious, but it does happen. So one habit is basically getting better sleep, which the habits are actually before I sleep.
Okay.
And then continuing to wake up earlier and having that time to myself before work. That's 2. 3 would be drinking more water for sure. Like everyone struggles with that. But also with that is following through on bettering my water supply so I don't have to buy bottled water, which is also not great. So the last one, maybe I will walk Ellie more, even
Okay.
when it's cold.
I'm laughing because I've seen the pictures of your house when it snows, so good luck.
I know.
Good luck getting out there.
Or you know what? Not walking Ellie more, just in general, moving more.
Yeah, yeah. That
What
sounds
about
like
you?
a great solid amount. I actually recently stopped drinking coffee. Like, I never drank coffee as much, but then I started drinking a lot of coffee, and it was affecting my sleep, which was affecting my coffee intake, my sugar intake,
Mood.
my anxiety. So I just cut coffee out completely. Some days are easier than others because
Mhm.
some days I'm just tired and I'm like, I need that boost. but then I'll just drink a tea instead. So I've cut out coffee. I want to tr- coffee and caffeinated, like coffee and like Coca-Cola and stuff like that, caffeinated drinks. Um, I want to drink more water, as I've said. I want to work on cutting out sugar for like a month. Just see what happens. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've heard it like, it helps your sleep, it helps your focus and all that. So I want to like just get rid of everything that has like added sugars and just be like sugar free for like a month. Probably
Yeah.
we won't record that month because I'll be grumpy. So
No,
you'll
yeah.
know what month that happens in. Um yeah, and I think being more consistent with things. Like I've started journaling, but it's not consistent. Like I
Mhm.
was just like, "Oh, I have a lot of thoughts. Let me write them down." And I'll do that. And yeah, the reading is going to be like so it's going to be reading more. It's going to be uh cutting out caffeine, sugar, all that, drinking more water, and I don't know, making smarter financial decisions. Like I've been looking into stocks, bonds, trading, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get into that, but I think that's going to be a year end type of thing because I
Yeah.
want to research and then obviously being where I'm at, you have to figure out how to do all of that stuff from where I'm at and where I want to put my money. So I want my money to work for me. So these are my goals. So for the audience,
Nice.
what are your winning habits for 2026? Put them in the comments. Have you started? When are you starting if you haven't started? And even a little bit of why you're doing it. All right, so thanks for tuning in, everybody. Don't feel like you have to leave and rush out the door. There's more episodes for you to see in the playlist, which will be here or here, and also the episode that YouTube feels best fits for you to watch next. Hannah, where
Yes.
can people find us?
Instagram at the real chaos. TikTok at the real chaos. And YouTube at chaos.
And
Check
check
us
us
out
out
on
on
Instagram
Instagram.
for reels, for funny shit.
Hot
Yeah, check
takes.
us out. Check us out.
Yes. TikTok is being weird, so we're just we're gonna skip that for a minute. Let them
We'll
sort
see.
themselves out.
We'll see.
Okay.
Are we going to try to scissor again? Because we've been getting it wrong so much.
Okay.
But
I
okay,
okay.
before we start this conversation,
Mhm.
what's weird is you were pointing to the right direction when we were talking about the video placements,
Mhm.
but then like you weren't when we were scissoring. I don't get it. So now when I watch the video, I'm like, okay, I have to go this way
Yeah,
now.
like you're doing it now. Like that is where you're pointing in now. That's where you have to go. And then I feel like this is the hand I have to use for us to get it correct. But you
Okay.
disagree with me. And then when you disagree with me, we end up doing it wrong.
Because
And we're such
because
bros, we
on
can't
my
scissor.
screen it doesn't look right.
But I'm telling you what I see on my screen because you're on the left and I'm on the right.
That's how it is on my screen.
So
So how are we not doing this right? Am
listen,
I mirrored or something? No,
you
because
might be
I think once the video's done,
what
I'm
side?
mirrored.
Which side is your flag on? Because to me,
My left.
that's your wait. Raise your left hand. Okay. See? That your left hand is on the right side of your screen for me.
That's weird.
Tell me to raise my left hand and see which hand raises.
Which left? Raise
This
your
one.
left hand. Okay. Well,
Is that
that's right. If it, yeah, it's on the right side of the screen.
So
why
then
is
this is
my
my
only
right
mirrored?
hand.
So
This
why
is
am I the only one mirrored? I don't get it.
I don't know. So you gotta use your left hand. You
So
gotta
my flag is
use
on your side?
yes. So it's
Whoa.
you see where the shark tooth and stuff is over there?
Yeah, that's where my flag is?
That's where your flag is for me.
What the fuck? Why am I mirrored?
I don't know. Like if I had my phone, wait, I do have my phone. Let me take a picture. 'Cause I think this is the confusion. We figured it out, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh-wee. Smile. You got to use your right hand. I'm
Yeah,
using
that's
my
fucking
right
weird.
hand, and then
I
we.
feel like it used to not be like that. That's so fucking weird.
Oh,
Weird. Okay.
okay. So you use your right hand. I'll use my right hand, and then we can scissor.
We're both right-handers.
Yeah, that means it's more
I
dominant.
guess we're scissoring now.
I guess we figured it
Alright.
out.
Alright, we're gonna scissor out. Fucking looks weird on the screen.
Bye.
Peace.